What is up, guys? Just I want to make a video today. I had a discussion with a buddy of mine, and I think it's important to make a video about this. One of my buddies who smokes tried out vaping. I bought a decent mod, and he turns out that vaping just wasn't for him. He just didn't like it. So I wanted to talk about it for a second. Um, he asked me why vaping or getting people off of cigarettes is so important to me, and I think I went about talking to him about vaping in the wrong way. Um, I came out sort of a bit aggressively, um, which for people, if you have the same idea that he did, that's why I'm making this video. Um, what I think that people have to understand about people that are so pro vaping, um, like me, it's it's never done in, at least with me. If I try to put vaping, and most of the time, most of the people that I've gotten off of smoking from vaping has just been, hey, here, try this out, and they like it. You know, if you're a smoker and you have friends who vape, I seriously doubt there's any sort of malice or wanting people to, you know, doubt there's any sort of malice from any kind of vapor trying to get people off cigarettes. You have to understand that um, we trying to get people off of doing that because we care. It's never meant to be a like a we're better than you kind of thing. It's meant as like big tobacco has been around for years. Okay, um, years, probably 50, 60 something years already. Um, Personally, as far as I go, I don't actually have an issue with people who do it, but the like, it doesn't personally bother me what decisions people make. Okay, um, and tobacco in and of itself is not the most harmful thing in the world, but it's all the additives and things that they put on there. You have to understand that back in the 50s and even the 40s, 50s, and 60s, there wasn't the cigarettes that you saw then aren't the cigarettes that you see now. Now with the freebase nicotine, with the ammonia, which is how they freebase the nicotine, these those things are designed to get you to be a lifelong customer. Okay, um, it's an addiction, just like any other addiction. This can be one too. I mean, there's nicotine in this juice. It's not free based, but the entire industry of vaping, now that we see that it's not going nowhere, okay. Uh, in the beginning, in its infancy, Big Tobacco's initial response was just to try to stomp us out, and it didn't work. But and he was he brought up issues like, well, what about the regulations they're putting on Big Tobacco? The fight that Big Tobacco has isn't the fight that vaping has. The vaping is under attack by the government, by Big Tobacco, by Big Pharma, and you have to understand this isn't some big, huge, or an industry with. I mean, it's a huge industry, but it's an industry of mom and pop shops. It's not the same thing that you're going to see in Big Tobacco, where you have huge companies like R.J. Reynolds and Philip Morris and stuff like that. It's a huge industry of small mom and pop shops. Um, and the anger that you might see from a vapor from someone who does vape is just because it's because of this. We're demonized. Okay, smokers may, that industry may be demonized too, but it's because those that industry actually causes a lot of deaths on average. As many people pick up smoking, or just about as many people pick up smoking as die per year from cigarettes. Um, I think there's only been two reported cases of someone dying from something vape related, and that was because I think some kind of water in the lungs or something. But there's only been two reported cases of it, and I think there was probably some extenuating circumstances too, because if vaping was fatal, you know, it's been big for the last 16, 17 years, and if only two cases have come up, there was probably some other extenuating circumstances, you know? Either way, it's a startup industry of people that were tired of being addicted to cigarettes, that were tired of, being sick all the time and being, constantly smelling like smoke and not being able to breathe and stuff like that. And that's what this is a response to. This is basically a bunch of people that were fed up that tried everything else. Well, I didn't try Chantix because no, I tried the clove cigarettes with no tobacco in them. I tried patch, the gum, all that stuff. This is what got me off of it. Now, is this healthy? By no means is this actually healthy. Is it unhealthy? In certain aspects, it probably is. Anything besides pure air going into our lungs isn't meant to be there. But but in comparison, it's a lot better. A lot of people try to tie this industry into smoking as if it's the same thing, when by no means this is actually the same thing. It's windy out, can't do it. So, if you feel like someone who is a vapor sort of pressuring you, or being unreasonable, I'll say, because I've done that a couple times. I've been like that a couple times with this buddy. I need to cut my hair. Problem is it's wintertime. I know the minute I cut my hair, it's going to get real cold. Just know that it's just people trying to help. It's just people trying to make sure that at the age of 50, you're not dying from COPD. Sorry. And that's basically what goes through our mind. As someone that's on the other side of that line, I will never pick up another cigarette ever in my life. I don't need to. I don't want to. And we're just, I got hair, and we're just trying to help other people get off of those same nasty things that we were addicted to at one point in time. So please don't think that we're trying to be mean or trying to be assholes to you. We're not. Sometimes, and maybe you just have to let people do what they want to do, which is true. You should, but we have good intentions. Later.